Hello and welcome to our 8th grade transition presentation for the class of 2025. I'm Anna Mann, principal of Amity Regional High School, and while normally we would be welcoming parents and students into the high school building and specifically into the Brady Center and completing this orientation in a single evening. However, this year we've put together a compilation of presentations which will culminate with a live webinar on February 2nd. This portion of the program is a presentation that focuses on the academic, social, and civic components of high school life. During this portion of the program, you will hear from me, as well as Director of Counseling, Ms. Jill LaPlante, and Director of Athletics, Mr. Ernie Goodwin. We hope you find this helpful as you begin to think about your next 4 years at Amity Regional High School. While we'll be focusing on course selection and programming in this presentation, it's also helpful to hear advice directly from Amity Regional High School students. This is a compiled list of suggestions from current and former Amity High School students on how to be successful from the very beginning of 9th grade. Our district and high school administration is comprised by a variety of people, including Dr. Jennifer Byers, our superintendent of schools, Dr. McPadden, Director of Curriculum, Mr. Tom Brandt, our Director of Pupil Services for the district, Ms. Jamie Guthrie, the Coordinator of Pupil Services for the high school, and Mr. Ernie Goodwin, the Director of Athletics for the district. The high school administration also includes 3 associate principals, Ms. Cruiser, Mr. Pickering, and Mr. Beretta, all of whom you will meet during the February webinar. As part of our orientation throughout the whole 9th grade year, we subscribe to a program called Link Crew. The Link Crew faculty advisors include 5 people: Mr. DeMeo, Ms. Kimball, Ms. Bonaldo, Ms. Carafiello, and Ms. Boynes. And there will be much more information about this year-long program as we move into the summer and next school year. As far as the student programming goes, Link Crew uses students, juniors and seniors who are trained as Link Crew leaders as positive role models to work with specific groups of 9th graders throughout the year. This is a transition program that's very important to the foundational aspects of our program, and your 9th graders will get information as they get closer to the beginning of school next year. So during the summer, your 9th graders will receive a phone call from a Link Crew leader welcoming you to the start of the school year and introducing him or herself as the Link Crew leader who will be working with that student throughout the year. This is a year-long program, as I said, and as we don't know exactly what it will look like next year, some of our traditional programs include Spartan seminar work, freshman tailgate during the fall, a report card social at the end of first quarter next year, and Cocoa and Cram, which is a program that helps prepare for midterm exams. Now I'd like to turn it over to Mrs. LaPlante to talk about graduation requirements.
Hello and welcome. These are the graduation requirements for the class of 2025. They are also listed in our program of studies, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a bit, and should be reviewed on a yearly basis to make sure students are working toward earning an Amity diploma. Credits are checked every year by our school counselors, who will also ensure that students are enrolled in courses that they need to meet these requirements. You'll notice the categories of distribution requirements listed here. All of our full year classes are worth 1 full credit, and half year classes are worth 0.5 credits. In addition, all students must carry a minimum of 6 credits to maintain status as a full-time student. I want to talk a little bit about our mastery-based diploma assessment, which is 1 full credit, a distribution requirement that's required for all students to earn an Amity diploma, because this isn't actually a specific class. So students will earn 0.5 credit during their first 3 years of high school within their regularly scheduled classes by meeting learning expectations that are set forth by their teachers. The final half credit will be earned in senior year through an experiential learning project, something similar to our senior service learning program or our senior interest project. You'll get more information about that as you move up in high school, but just wanted to give an overview of what the mastery-based diploma credit is all about. So how do students earn credits? There's 2 ways basically. Students will need to earn a passing grade in each course in order to be awarded credit, and also meet the attendance requirements. So we do have an attendance policy here at the high school. Students are awarded 15 unexcused absences in a full year class and 7 unexcused absences in a half year class before they would actually lose credit. So we consider unexcused absences when somebody's not feeling well, or even family vacations or missing a day of school. Excused absences are really only with a doctor's note or another special circumstance that's approved by one of our associate principals. So if a student does lose credit in a course, either for having too many absences or an excessive number of class cuts, they will lose credit. We do have an appeal process in place for that. This is a copy of our schedule at the high school. So you'll notice that we have an 8-period day, a 4-day rotating schedule where 6 classes meet on a daily basis. Each period is 57 minutes long, and lunch is built into our session 5 class. So you'll notice that that's why that one looks a little bit longer. The copy of our schedule is posted throughout the building and is also listed in PowerSchool, so students will be able to have a daily schedule of the classes in the order in which they'll be going to those classes. A sample schedule for 9th grade students looks like this. Many of these courses are required for all 9th graders to take. So 9th graders are enrolled in English, math, a history, a PE and health course, which are half a year each, and a science course. You'll notice on this sample schedule that science takes up 2 periods. Our biology class has a lab period associated with it, so students will be in biology every day, and then 1 day out of the cycle, they'll be in science lab. When they don't have science lab on those other rotating days, they will be in a 9th grade study hall. So study hall, at least 2 of them will be built into every 9th grader's schedule. World language, while that's is a 2-year requirement here at Amity, so most students do go into a world language class in 9th grade, which leaves 1 period of electives, and students can choose either 1 year-long course or 2 half-year courses to take in that slot. The course selection process is actually underway right now, as 8th grade teachers are in the process of making course recommendations for all of their students. The program of studies is going to be available on our website for students and parents to take a look at all the courses we offer. We encourage students and their parents to consult with the middle school counselor regarding any questions and concerns about courses to take in 9th grade, and also their teachers if you have questions about level recommendations. Beginning February 22nd, 8th graders will be able to enter their course selections online. It'll all be done through PowerSchool. And then parents will have to approve of those course requests by March 5th. Detailed directions about this process and the directions on how to do all of this will be sent out to you as those dates get closer. Students will receive a listing of the courses that they actually get in June before we end the school year. It won't be a listing of teachers or room numbers or even the periods, but just a listing of those courses. If there's any questions or concerns, if there's things missing or any changes that need to be made, those will need to be done through the middle school counselor before the end of school. And then finally, in June, before school ends, the high school counselors will come down to visit all of the middle school students so they can get a chance to put a name to a face once we determine who the school counselor will be. So how do students pick electives? Well, primarily course requirements will set forth a lot of the courses that students have to take in all of the grades, but students should think about their interests, should think about balance, what else they have going on outside of school, whether it's sports or extracurricular activities and the time that they have available. Pick something fun, try something out. It's just as important to take an elective and take a course to realize it isn't something that you enjoy as it is to find a class that you really love and might develop into a career interest. Keep in mind that you might not get the elective that you want, so we do ask for several alternatives to be put down during the course selection process, because you might not get your first, second, or even third choice. So be open-minded about all of the electives that you select. So as I've mentioned a couple times, this is a copy of our program of studies from this year. It contains a listing of every course we offer here at the high school. We have also created a special 9th grade program of studies so that it's not so overwhelming, and that document contains all of the courses that are just available to 9th grade students. But it is a good idea to take a look at this full comprehensive document that lists all the courses, so you can think about the 4-year scope and sequence of courses that you might want to take. Each course is listed like this in the program of studies. So you'll see the course title, the grades that the course is available to, whether it's a half year or full year, and the credit. And then notice the prerequisites. So prerequisites will list any courses that a student needs to take before they can actually go into this class. So for our 3D CAD modeling class, students have to successfully pass Intro to Technical Drafting before they can go into 3D CAD modeling. The program of studies also contains some other important information in the beginning before we get to the course listings, things like the NCAA requirements for student athletes, as well as our graduation requirements, our learning expectations, and some other important special programs that we have. So I encourage all of you to take a look at that. I'll turn this back to Mrs. Mann, who can talk about our advisory program.
Thank you very much. So as you have had in middle school, we continue the concept of an advisory program at the high school. It's called Spartan Seminar. And this serves not only as our advisory program, but also as our homeroom groupings. So Spartan Seminars are comprised of small groups, and the groups are determined based on Link Crew groups. And they stay together, these students stay together for 4 years. Once the small group is determined, 2 groups are put together to form one full Spartan Seminar. So each Spartan Seminar has hopefully 2 advisors who are faculty or staff members who are assigned to that group. And those faculty advisors stay with that same group for all 4 years. Our Spartan Seminar meets roughly twice a month for about 33 minutes. And the focus of Spartan Seminar really is on building community through small group interactions and discussions, and focuses particularly on the social and emotional well-being of our students and our community at large. So now I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Goodwin to talk a little bit about our athletics program.
Thank you, and welcome everyone. We believe that athletics and extracurricular activities are an integral part of a student's overall education here at Amity, and it serves to be an extension of our classroom. We currently offer 31 sports and 67 teams ranging from freshman to varsity experiences. For all the information on athletics, you can visit our website on amityregion5.org under athletics. Here's a sample of our girls' sports that we offer. You can see that in the fall, we have 7 different activities to sign up for. Winter, 6, and in golf, lacrosse, softball, tennis, and track and field in the spring. For the boys, again, in the fall, they only have 3 offerings, but you can see there's much more offerings in the winter and the spring. So we look forward to anyone who wishes to try out for our athletic program.
All right, thank you. So I'll talk a little bit about our counseling services department. So we have 8 full-time school counselors. Each student is assigned a counselor at the beginning, and they'll stay with that counselor for the 4 years that they're here, which is really nice because that gives an opportunity for the student and counselor and family to really get to know each other. We have 3 school psychologists who are divided up alphabetically. We have a social worker and a student's assistance counselor who are available to meet with all students on a referral basis. And then we have a college and career counselor who works in our career center and helps with a variety of programs, including our volunteer opportunities. She can help students with jobs, and then she really leads our senior service learning and senior interest project as well. So like I mentioned, counselors are assigned to students for the 4 years, and they meet with students both individually and in small groups. They are there to support the academic, personal, social, and career aspects of our students' education. We offer a variety of parent nights over the course of the 4 years that are really designed around post-secondary planning and career and college exploration.
So there are a variety of services available to all students, and we want to make sure we highlight a few of them here. And as you move into the high school, you're going to get to know a lot more of these services. But all teachers are available for extra help on Tuesdays through Thursdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after school. In a regular school year, we offer a late bus starting leaving at the high school around 3:45, and teachers are available for a particular time of that after school, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. As we've all gotten fairly comfortable with our access to technology, emailing teachers or support staff or contacting them through PowerSchool or looking at PowerSchool for grades and attendance, that's always a very effective way to contact teachers or any support staff. We will continue to be using Google Classroom regardless of our learning model next year. There's always a lot of information shared for students through the Amity website, as Mr. Goodwin mentioned, our Amity Athletics website, as well as the whole website. But also our student government is really our communication focus for students. So every week they send a student newsletter on Sunday evenings, and that is called the Student Happenings newsletter. So all students are automatically enrolled in that when they become members of the high school. We have a couple other programs that help support students academically, and that includes our peer tutoring and writing and testing centers. Those are all open to all students. And then, as I mentioned earlier, our Link Crew leader mentoring throughout ninth grade. And then, as Mrs. LaPlante said, there are a variety of supports through the counseling department, such as group counseling and student study team and those kinds of aspects. We have at this point, by next year, we will be fully one-to-one for all students 7 through 12. And so you will continue to use your school issued device, which will be given back to you at the beginning of the school year next year. And we have upgraded our Wi-Fi and our technology access throughout the building. So high school is an opportunity for a fresh start and a new beginning. And hopefully you can build on success that you have already established in middle school, but it is also a chance to kind of begin anew. We do have a graduation incentive, a distinction to graduate with distinction. If you earn 100 hours of volunteer hours over the course of your high school career, and many of those hours can be achieved through the activities and the clubs and even the sports that we have at the high school. A lot of our athletic teams do volunteer work, and certainly our clubs and activities are often service-based. So whether it's through getting involved with activities or clubs or special programs that are listed in the program of studies, and even through your classes, becoming really engaged and focused in your academics and with your peers and your teachers. Those are all important parts of becoming part of the high school community. So for one final time, I'd like to turn it back over to Mrs. LaPlante to finish this out.
All right, thank you. So we will be hosting a live webinar on February 2nd at 6:30 p.m., which will give you students and parents an opportunity to ask questions for administration, and our department chairs will have a panel of students there as well, and counselors available if you have specific questions after kind of looking through all of the material that you have available. A link to that live webinar will be sent out shortly. The resources that are available, the program of studies and other department specific information will also be available on the website. Our National Honor Society has compiled a video tour of different areas of our school buildings, so students will be able to watch that video and get to know the important areas of our building. And finally, sport information night for all fall sport athletes will be held in the beginning of June, and information will be sent out from Mr. Goodwin about that. So we hope that this was an informative night for you. We know it's a lot of information and it can be overwhelming, but the value of doing a recorded webinar is that you can watch it over and over again. If you have specific questions, please don't hesitate to join us on the live webinar or reach out to your current school counselors for answers to those questions. We look forward to meeting you all in the fall. Take care.
Bye-bye.